Music plays a crucial role in the lives of people as a means of expression in a similar way that liturgical music plays a crucial role in the Mass. Just as there are different genres, there are many different distinctions in church music. I believe that regardless of the type of music used in the Mass, that as long as it is in balance with the Scripture, then the purpose of the service is fulfilled, because the two are interwoven, meaning that if one falls short, the other does as well, and people leave without a full understanding of the message presented. I did not always believe this. Growing up, I had a very different view, but the field studies have shown me how connected music is to conveying the scripture message. Growing up, I went to church every Sunday, and that is because my grandmother, who was this like amazing and beautiful woman. She studied theology and she became a reverend. And, she had taught me a lot of things. She taught me how to read and write. She taught me how to love and forgive. And, she taught me about God. And I would always remember being entranced as I listened to her, like, give her sermons at home. Like, she would practice to me and I would just sit and listen. But I could not do that in church every Sunday. It was such a different feel. And I'm now realizing it's because before any words are spoken at a service, you hear the music. And the music at her church wasn't good, so I would kind of zone out and I wouldn't listen to anything at all. And that followed with me as I grew up, and that's um, just what it was like every time I went to a mass, which was often because ever since I was 3, I went to Catholic school. So every time I went to mass, I just zoned out, you know. Um, but the field studies gave me a new perspective, and Saint Ignatius, and all of them were wonderful. I went to Saint Ignatius of Loyola first, and I had a great experience. But for me, um, the music was superior than the scripture. Here's a snippet of the music. It was Gregorian chant and just sounded heavenly. Now, the scripture wasn't as good as the music, in a similar way to Francis of Assisi. The music is amazing, as you can hear, but I was so focused on, like, wow, like, listen to these voices, this is crazy, that I honestly didn't really listen to the message. Like, I kept like, oh crap, let me pay attention and look. And that was my experience there. And Corpus Christi was the opposite. Now, the priest, he gave such a beautiful sermon, and I felt like the music just didn't match up to it. The music's not bad, but compared to the first two, uh, and then going along with how beautiful the message was and how he really connected to the people, it fell short. And, it wasn't balanced, as I said. Now, at my home church, it's similar to the first two. The music is the highlight of everything. Now, there was very little speaking, and when there was, you could barely hear anything, so it wasn't as good. Now, my model church is Marble Collegiate. Here is the priest giving the message, and, he did it in such a way that really connected and resonated in with your mind. And then the music, it really put you in a transcendent feeling, so it was very balanced. It just sounds so beautiful and heavenly. It really lifted me up, just kind of like the message did. It resonated in my heart. Now, I loved all my experiences at the field studies. It taught me everything, and but I believe, like, this is what a mass should be like. So thank you for listening and for your time.